So it's quite late at night here in the white bread capital of Canada, London, Ontario. It's getting humid again. It's going to get hot and shitty, and then all the pollution's going to come across the lake from all the industrialized places and semi-industrialized places in the other part of the Rust Belt south of the border. I wonder if maybe Canada and the US should trade in rust. That might work. The whole manufacturing thing, it's okay. It's all scrap metal. You sell it to China, so who cares? I'm tired of the tariffs. The whole idea of tariffs, the whole idea of trade. I don't give a shit. Quite frankly, it doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect my life. It doesn't matter. I thought I'd read some comments from some folks on the last video. Now, the last video I did, I keep getting up there to 200 views. So I sort of picture myself standing in front of a hall, in front of 200 people, and then my ego takes off, and I go, yeah, well, maybe one day I could speak in front of an electronic town hall that has 300 people. You never know. It could be. Look, it happens. The dream can happen to anybody at any age, right? Okay, so I will go back into some of my comments. The last time I spoke with you folks, I was drinking Asahi. I can't do the Japanese thing, and a friend named Hamsutaka, Takai, I would imagine he understands the correct pronunciation, but being a Canadian, I don't pronounce things very well. It's like down about the corner, And he said that I'm like the uncle everybody should have. It's funny, my nephews and nieces don't think that. I never hear from them. So I'm kind of a weird uncle that's best stayed away from, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, thank you very much for that comment. And I don't know if I should go backwards, forwards. What is it? Okay, second time watching this. Environmental Coffee House. Sandy, well, you watched it twice, so you're twice as informed as the next person. So thank you for that, Sandy. And she asked me if I was taking her thoughts. I don't think so, but you never know. We're all connected in here. It's electronically, it's pixels. It doesn't really mean anything to anybody because really we're just electronic hallucinations. All of you know, a couple hundred people that watch this and that look at these realize that we're electronic hallucinations, and as such we can pretend to be really close, but it's hard. It's hard because the distance and the actual looking at each other's eyes and loving you all the most that I do. Basil Peterson, hey, new subscriber Basil. Hey Basil Peterson. Due to my contact with Hambone and Sancho, Namaste, Gray Silverback. Sad, do you hear about Coco the gorilla? Coco the gorilla, who taught us that animals may be far more intelligent emotionally than we give them credit for. I don't know. I guess they scream when you kill them. So Gray Silverback just says, great job. Well, thank you, Gray Silverback. I try and do a great job. I don't know why, but I try. Thank you. Train Lover. Oh yeah, Train Lover. You put up all these train videos and stuff. Yeah. Are you a train lover? Because I got a railway yard near here that you'd absolutely love if you're a train lover. London, Ontario is a railway city, or it was before the rust came along. Train Lover says, oh, for the good old reassuring statements, such as, well, I'm not a crook. That was reassuring, wasn't it? We all knew he was a crook, but he didn't claim that the news media was fake. That's the biggest difference. You know, Nixon was a saint. Come on. I mean, the man started the EPA, right? He was a Republican, and everybody hated him because he was right wing. And Nixon said, "If you think that I'm right wing, wait until you see what's coming down the line." And obviously he was right, because now America has gone full fascist, full fascists. Cindy A. Matthews, and Cindy, very good writer, very good human being, and she also lives in a city that's so boring that they couldn't think of an original name. I won't. Oh yeah, they can't even pronounce it correctly as they do in Spain. Well, I think we have that problem in London. We don't pronounce it properly in London, Canada, like they do in London, England, because we always add A to everything. It just changes it. Oh, look at this. RC, wherever you are. Love you, man. Go veggie. Thanks for your brilliant insight. The veg man abides. That really makes me feel very grateful. And there is a reason I'm doing this. Somewhere in my heart, I know that there's a reason that I'm doing this as some cranky old man that isn't a right-winger. A leftist cranky old man. How many cranky old men are leftists, right? Mike Bunch. I've never seen so many people that don't want to know the truth. They only want to hear what they want to hear. Thanks for the truth, Chris. Well, thanks, Mike. And Mike's one of those people, like all these comments, it's always the same people, in video after video. And I am pleased that there are more of them. So there's some strange people out in YouTube land. Now, if I had more exposure, if I had maybe a silly video and did more crazy shit, maybe Joey Boxer Rocks always sends me these ideas, and they're wacky, they're out there. Like he suggested I have a pole dancer on my show, and I'm Polish, so do you want me to dance? I don't know. I'm actually only half Polish. My wife says it's the lower half, but I don't know. I think I might be part Spanish, part Polish. We're all mongrels, you know. This is the thing. We're all mongrels. Show more. Todd Anxious. Todd, why is your name Todd Anxious? Are you anxious? It would be nice to have a glorious past to reflect on. Human condition has always been a fucking mess, and it never progressed to the next level. Yeah, we had little, I think we had little visions of it here and there. Granted, oh, there you go. Granted, there were faint moments of hope, which gave the illusion of progress, but they all turned to shit very quickly. Chris's law is basically the human law, and it's not Chris's law, it's Vegematic's law, and it's everything turns to shit eventually. Given enough time, all of creation will turn to shit. Michael Farrell, thank you very much. Mr. Veg, I would consider your comment about distraction, but I have to get back to my Total War Rome 2 game. Okay, got it. Yes, we're all distracted by our screens. But you know, maybe it's not a bad thing. And of course, Dan wrote to me. She was the last one to write to me. And I get paid in comments, by the way. I don't have any money coming my way from doing these things, because I've often thought that money would corrupt the whole Vegematic process, and it's for the proletariat here. It's not for the moneyed class. Sure, I would like to occasionally fill my pockets and go and buy the odd small luxury, such as a can of soup or something. You know, the kind with the rice in it, like that's, yeah, some of the really high class soup. That's what I want. Yeah. Anyway, I think those are the comments. Everybody said something. Okay, Deanne. Well, I guess I waited too late to seek refuge in your Trump-fugee. That's hard to say. Your Trump-fugee camp. My bad. Any chance for a tunnel? Well, you could start digging. Might take a while, but you know, we could do the thing. We could take American refugees with open arms, because all the crazy ones would stay behind and the smart ones would come up north. With global warming, it's your only chance of surviving an extra few years, maybe, if you're lucky. You know, the ice is melting, but it's probably all going to end up down south, because God hates Donald Trump, and he's going to send everything bad down there. You heard it here first on the Vegematic channel. Anyway, what else happened this week? Let's see, what did happen this week? Horrible things. just normal life, and the shitosphere and the doomosphere and the melting polar ice cap sphere, and the animal abuse sphere, the immigrant abuse sphere, the abuse sphere. We're all fucking dead, right? So that makes me a nihilist? I'm not really a nihilist, though. I'm a denialist at times, but not a real nihilist. Or is it nihilist? Nihilist, tomato, I don't know. Anyway, I'd like to thank you for watching. And this is a little thing I put together from a book that is interesting. And this is quotes from a man who lived through the Nazi years. And I kind of figured that I'd update it with some pictures. And you've probably, if you watched Thom Hartmann, I think he read excerpts from this book. It's they thought they were free, and I know you guys don't think you're free. I mean, how many of you, the intelligent people, realize that freedom's just another word for nothing left to lose, in the words of the famous song. But free? I can't get the hypocrisy of America imprisoning more people than any other nation in the world, and yet it's freedom. It's freedom. As the Nazi emphasis on non-intellectual virtues, such as patriotism, loyalty, duty, purity, labor, simplicity, blood, folkishness, seeped through Germany, elevating the self-esteem of the little man, the academic profession was pushed from the very center to the very periphery of society. Germany was preparing to cut off its own head. By 1933, at least 5 of my 10 friends, and I think 6 or 7, looked upon the intellectuals as unreliable. Hitlerism was a mass flight to dogma, to the barbaric dogma that had not been expelled with the Romans, the dogma of the tribe, the dogma that gave every man importance only insofar as the tribe was important, and he was a member of the tribe. On this new level you live. You've been living comfortably every day with new morals, new principles. You have accepted things you would not have accepted 5 years ago, a year ago, things that your father, even in Germany, could not have imagined. If the last and worst act of the whole regime had come immediately after the first and smallest, thousands, yes, millions, would have been sufficiently shocked if, let us say, the gassing of the Jews in '43 had come immediately after the German firm stickers on the windows of non-Jewish shops. But this isn't the way it happens. In between come all hundreds of little steps, some of them imperceptible, each of them preparing you not to be shocked by the next. Step C is not so much worse than step B. And if you did not make a stand at step B, why should you at step C? And so on to step D. And one day, too late, your principles, If you are ever sensible of them, all rush in upon you. The burden of self-deception has grown too heavy, and some minor incidents, in my case, my little boy, hardly then a baby, saying Jewish swine, collapses it all at once, and you see that everything has changed, and changed under your nose. The world you live in, your nation, your people, it's not the world you were born in at all. The forms are all there, all untouched, all reassuring. The houses, the shops, the jobs, the meal times, the visits, the concerts, the cinema, and the holidays. But the spirit, which you never noticed because you made the lifelong mistake of identifying it with the forms, is changed. Now you live in a world of hate and fear, and the people who hate and fear do not even know it themselves. When everyone is transformed, no one is transformed. Now you live in a system without rules, without responsibility even to God. The system itself could not have intended this in the beginning, but in order to sustain itself, it was compelled to go all the way. Milton Sanford Meyer, they thought they were free, the Germans, 1933 to 45.
We won with poorly educated. I love the poorly educated.
It's the strange world we live in, Master Jack. I don't know why that popped into my head. It's a strange, strange world we live in, Master Jack. It's an old song by somebody. And I get these like radio waves coming back at me through time. And I used to sleep when I was about 13 years old. I had a transistor radio, and I would stay up at night and I'd have the transistor under and listen to the big hits of the day under my pillow. That's why I did so shitty in school. The next day I was half asleep. And I would dream about the music. And I would have some real cool dreams to the music. And so the siren song, like so many of my generation, I was led astray by the siren song of rock and roll. The ruination of youth. There's just nothing in music now. You can't do anything to shock anymore. So I don't know. Everything's been done. Everything in music has been done. There's no point in trying to be original anymore. There's no point in, why do anything? Why bother? Nobody listens. Nobody wants to listen. Nobody wants to talk. Nobody wants to hear. They all want to be on stage, and they don't want to be members of the audience. So that's the thing with modern culture. Everybody wants to be on stage, and they don't have any audience because it's all flipped around, and now everybody's on the stage, and the stage is collapsing, it's sinking from the weight and everything, and there's one little guy in the audience going, give me a good show, I just want a good show. But nobody notices him because the stage is already collapsed. So then everybody starts fighting each other for the last remaining little piece of the stage, and they're grabbing sound equipment, they're banging people over the head with microphones. And it would be like this incredible musical festival where the artists all just get to beat the shit out of each other. And the audience, or whatever's left of it, would just sit there and be amused by. You get fireworks going on, electrical. You know, this is just taking the like the Who to the nth degree. And you had bands actually starting to fight each other with their musical instruments while they're turned on, and you could have, you know, lights going, lasers, and the whole bit, and have this new sport of musical death. And just like bands killing each other, throwing drums, crashing a bass drum over somebody's head. It's just exploding on the stage. I better not talk like this because somebody's gonna think it's a good idea. Yeah, that's the risk you take. That's the risk you take. So that's my rather disjointed ramble for tonight. I can't deal with all the heaviness anymore. Sometimes I gotta just like kick back and laugh and say it's all fucking stupid anyway. And it is, it's all fucking stupid, and we all take it all too fucking seriously. And there we go, I hit keep tripping that damn algorithm. Every time I say the F word, I'll say the F word instead of pronouncing it, or you put a star on it and nobody knows what it means. Like that's like, you know, come on. Like fuck has been part of the English language for many years, and everybody hears it so much. You hear, I'm sure a baby 6 months old hears fuck a dozen times a day if the mother takes it out in public. Come on, it's lost. It's lost any kind of oomph it used to have. Maybe we need to replace that word with something more descriptive, something more innovative, new, different. Fuck yeah. So I hope you enjoyed yourself. Not too much, but I hope you enjoyed yourself a little bit by wasting a little bit of your time watching the Vegematic show. It's really kind of, it's worthwhile doing in the long run, because if it takes your mind, well, it doesn't take your mind off of shit because it's not that entertaining. Well, all you can say is you had nothing better to do. So thanks for coming by, and I'll see you the next time. Please, you know, my ego needs some help here. Spread it around, get it out there. I am tiny. I am a minuscule tick on the side of the ginormous YouTube dog. So if you could find it in your heart to share this, I would be eternally grateful. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being there for me on the other end of this electronic hallucination, so I can actually imagine what it would be like to have friends. See ya, everybody. Namaste.